the freedom that I am experiencing by letting go of that stagnant ego self. And here's the realization that's happening for me. It's like, wait a minute. The life that was my mindful life, the ego life, that washing machine life, that is the false life. That is not real. That is not real. What is really beginning to resonate within me is the fact that this life is my soul's life. And I need to be living this life as my inner being and let my inner being enjoy this life and make this life manifest into and turn into what I want. The physical mindfulness and ego will change and reflect what's coming out from inside, because all that ego and mindful is the manifestation. It's the creation tools that the inner being inside me has to reflect that. Well, if I don't let my inner being reflect who I am, then of course that ego and mindset's going to create some crap. So the pain that I was feeling was actually my inner being going, knock, 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 knock. When are you going to let me in? When are you going to let me in?
You're articulating the experience you're gaining from this experience with me. And I'm the type that I know it, but I'm not putting it into, like, I'm teaching it, I'm guiding it, but I'm not putting it into the articulation, like the structure. That's what you're doing before my eyes right now. And that's what was missing. And that's what you're doing for guided intelligence. You're part of guided intelligence, and you're doing it with guided intelligence. You attain freedom you're experiencing by letting go of that stagnant ego self. I love that. You attain freedom when you
I let go,
experiencing, when you start
when I let go of the old self and allow my new self to be the self, to be the one and all. You know, it's so important. It's, you know, and I started doing that before today, of course, but I mean, that's what I got from finding my authentic self, was the realization in that mirror talk and staring into the gaze and everything else. It's like the realization of, holy cow, I
needed you, man. I
am the spiritual being. It's just this physical thing is the manifestation of my spiritual being for the moment. For this moment, for this, you know, the moment of this life. Yes, it might feel like it's long, but it's really just a moment for my spirit. And that's what you gave to me. That's the value of what finding the authentic self really is the realization of, oh my goodness, it's really there. It's not something I'm going to become when I'm dead and die. Right. Exactly. It's what I am right now. And so I owe it to my ego and mind, believe it or not, to allow the real authentic me to take over. And when it takes over, the rest of that stuff is just shedding off. Because when I think about it, I'm like, oh man, what a waste of time. What a waste of energy. No more energy, no more time to that. The energy's got to be this. It's got to be coming out of me.
This is the quantum leap I've been telling you about and telling people about. This is quantum leap, quantum jumping. We can do it, and we could experience it in so many ways. This is a part of it. Now, when you jump to, like, say, a new environment, a new home, a new car, a new experience, you're jumping, you're quantifying your experience in this lifetime much faster, right? Mm-hmm. Much faster now.
Oh yeah, it's instantaneous. You know, I'm looking at stuff when I'm walking around the house. I'll look at something and I go, what in the world did I think that was going to make me feel better? Because, you know, before I'd get caught up in those things like, well, maybe that'll make me feel better. Well, maybe that'll make me feel better. And it's reaching, grabbing, you know, well, maybe I need this, maybe I need that. And you just, and nothing's satisfying me. Nothing satisfies, because it's just, I don't know. It's just fake. It's fallacy.
You just keep
I'm
looking
teasing
for
myself.
more
I'm
and more
kidding
and more.
myself.
You keep
Yeah.
looking for more and more. Dr. Wayne Dyer says, where's the peace and more?
It's like smoking weed, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't have any desire to smoke weed. It's sort of like,
Anymore.
I don't think I really want to do that anymore. There's just, all that's going to do is suppress me, Yeah. And that was, so today with this exercise that we did today, I was that finding self and being able to kind of digest that and live that really aided me today, because it was sort of like, yeah, I don't want the old Kyle was not going to drive today's message. When you were talking to me in today, really the being that was taking over was that new being that got created and not created, got found in my mirror talk. And that being, my inner being that has been looking at me, gazing back at me in my mirror, I empowered that inner being to go through the exercise. And so the inner being was what was going through the exercise. When I closed my eyes, I was in my inner being. So my inner being was doing the exercise, not the mind, not the ego. It was my inner being that was going through that exercise. It was my inner being going into each bubble and saying, okay,
yes,
this moment that I experienced, which I am back into.
Exactly.
The
awareness. The awareness is the inner being.
Yeah. Yes. And that's what went through that example, which is why I started going, okay, that bubble's gone. Now let me go get the next one. We're going to do that one's gone. And let me go get the next one.
That's boom, how I felt. You're just like me when now you're going to be doing this. And that's how I healed myself. Nobody healed me. I didn't goad people. I didn't figure this out. I had to do this by myself.
Yeah. Powerful, good experience. And the other thing I'm trying to tell you too is, yes, we can do this if you'd like to do it with me for a few more of the bubbles, but I'm telling you what, you've given me the tools. You've empowered this inner being, and this inner being's like, I got it, man. I got it.
Just that's my goal.
Let me go get my bubbles. Let me go get my bubbles, because I got some bubble popping to do, baby.
This is one of my goals with what Guy Intelligence is about, right? So this is my idea about this, my goal. Like, I want people to just be able to, this should be sustainable. Like, it shouldn't have to be 20 years of therapy.
Right.
I'm quicker at recognizing, okay, what's that feeling, and shut it down.
Yeah.
You got to quiet that fucking voice down before it takes you over, because that's the ego. That's the ego.
Yeah.
And I did it. I didn't let it come up. But I'm just letting you know, anyone will look at something, even a guru. If you take a knife and poke, there's beautiful sayings. Some gurus talk about these things. Is like a guy with his hand cut off, talked about how happy he was. And there's a story behind why he was grateful and happy, that he was the one that got his arm chopped off, and he explained and elaborated why. Because he didn't have to end up going and doing something that the other guys had to go, because they had two working hands.
Wow.
Right?
You don't have to go through life in your ego and mindset. You can actually go through life as your inner being. But you gotta empower, not empower, you gotta learn how to be the inner being, which is going to empower your inner being. So all of your things that you're doing are the tools to allow that inner being to express itself and to take over. Because I tell you what, that freedom that I'm finding now by allowing me to be that inner being, man, that is so refreshing.
I'm glad that this is working well for you, because can you imagine if you came to me and I disappointed you? Can you imagine?
It would not, Well, I would.
No, just imagine for like if
I have gone through so many things which have been a disappointment, so I don't have to imagine what that would have been like because I've been through that, right?
Yeah,
But the thing that's so beautiful about you is that you really are 100% genuine. You're not tainted. You're not tainted, but probably not have to be so jumble-minded.
I had to let go of all that. I had to train my own partner to do the same thing. I had to teach us how to surrender from attainment, from entertainment, from money, from material goods. Trust me, our lives was like we had that mindset. Oh, we need more milk. We need more of this. We need more groceries. We need more furniture. We need more clothes. We need more of this. We need to pay bills. We need to pay our debt. We need to, like money, money, money. And when God gave me the feeling of understanding to feel depressed while I was making money, that changed me. I was depressed making money. I was nearly making $6,000-8,000 a month every month, or sometimes in a week I would make $4,000 or $5,000 in a week, and I was not happy.
Yeah,
I was not happy. I was making thousands of dollars. Shouldn't you be? No, man. People in their mind is like, what? And I'm like, no, that's the thing. See, you think that excites you? Like, a new car is not going to change the man driving that new car, right? A new house is not going to change that depressed person, right? So I had to go through the understanding of that, the unfolding of that, to understand that, wow, it's me that needs to be fixed. It's not the money that I'm going to get that's going to fix me. I got to fix myself with and without the money. Yeah. So once I started to do that, now it feels better to be like with and without. So I know what it's like to be without.
It's almost like if you allow the mind and the ego life is the actor life. That's the actor in us. That's not the real us.
Exactly. And that's why I attracted and I wanted to manifest actual actors and actresses, because that's the ego. That's the life they lead.
Yeah.
That's the life they lead, a persona. And they're still living it, a personification of what they think their ideal self is, and it's not. And that's why I sent signals out there, and I attracted it through resources and through sources, but I ended up getting what I attracted. This was the process, and then eventually we would talk about it, which you already expressed and talk. You're quick. A lot of other people, they're not as quick as you. So I talk them through it. We coach, we guide, we inspire, and I give them the lesson through their experience, because some people are just stunned and shocked, like, oh my God, thank you. They just leave it at the meditation and they continue with their life. They don't really take profoundness out of it and to like keep changing their life. What they do is they enjoy the experience, and then they get the experience, they release those things, but they don't take it upon themselves to keep continuing their own practices.
Okay. Yeah, because you're not practicing, you're living the practice. And as I'm going through my day, I'm practicing all day long. The inner being is taking control. And I want that to happen. I'm going to get busy, and I will reach back to you. I love you. Thank you for this morning. Good exercise, and thank you for sharing everything with me.
Yeah.
And we're going to take advantage of this. We're gonna make this thing rock. All right. Very good. All right. Ciao.